Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I want to share the breakdown on how I created this very cheesy mushroom pizza. So it's probably like it's not really a pizza, it's just like a cheese with a lot of mushrooms, colorful mushrooms that is. And this is the whole notes. It looks complicated, but I'll share you how I created this. We basically can separate. You look at this, and then you can already guess. Okay, this is just like lots of mushrooms instanced on slices of cheese, right? And the cheese could have been made better, like with a lot of details. But yeah, let's take a look. Okay, let's just jump into it. We have two materials: the cheese. The dough, I call it the dough material, which is more like cheese, and there's also mushroom material. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, I have this donut created using curved circle and curve. I just use curve to mesh, and this is gonna be the donuts, and I can scatter like the mushroom on the donuts simply by plugging this into this router. Alright, so now it's starting to kind of make sense what's happening. Okay, so we have this donut shapes with a bunch of mushrooms, so we have to look at the mushroom first. This is the donut, this is the distribute points and instance on points, and this is the actual mushroom. Okay, the mushroom itself is actually really simple. It's just a bunch of extrude mesh and scale mesh. All right, it looks really kind of messy, this one, because anyway, it's just like an extrusion. Okay, extrude and scale and extrude and scale again. This will create like a kind of like an umbrella of a mushroom. It's really simple one, but you kind of get the idea. This definitely can be improved, and maybe the mushroom itself can grow not just like straight, but can be more like can have like a different noise controlling the extrusions and the rotations directions. I didn't do that, but you can try using the offset and control that part. I started the extrusion with just a simple grid, 2x2 grid. Okay, so just a simple plane. This creates the mushroom. This is as simple as it gets, right? From that simple single mushroom, I simply distribute it on this donut. But since we don't just look at the donuts, we want to see how I created the cheese, or something that looks like a pizza. This was actually created using an arc. Okay, an arc and a fill curve that's being extruded and combined together. I'll explain why I did that. This is the end points, right? I think we need a way to kind of connect these bits. Okay, this is how I started. It's just an arc, and I do the fill, and then I do the extrusion. With extrusion, you see the bottom part is hollow. That's why I join it with a flip mesh, flip faces. So this will fill the pizza. So instead of hollow, I bring back the original before extrusions, and then just join them and then merge by distance. So I have these shapes. Okay, it's not super perfect, but it's okay. And then I use this instance on points because it's this is an arc, and to make a pizza or like a cheese, you need to have this type of instancing. Okay, instancing on the circle. kind of like a brute force to do it, brute force method, but it's still kind of work. Yeah, maybe we can also do it that way. By the way, there's a funny things happening here. Okay, with the, let's say we want the 6 slices of pizza. 6 goes into the curved circle. Okay, that's fine. And then I have this divide. 360 divided by 6 should be like 60. And that should, in general, makes the pizza. If I want to make like 12 slices, I should have 12 here, but I think the arc needs to be 30 degrees. It should work like this. But somehow it's not always perfect. I think maybe there's a bug here with the divide nodes. This is Blender 3.1 beta. Okay, just want to show you that. Maybe I'll keep it 6 slices anyway. And we have instance and group. Okay, I realized the instances of the pizza slices. So we have this and this. Okay, right, we have like something that looks like a cheese, more like a cheese, not like a pizza. And I set the material over here and all the way back. Join geometry. Boom. All right. If we take a look, we have like a slices of cheese and bunch of colorful mushroom on top. That's what we want. The colorful mushroom, you already know the shader is you know the drill. I do this quite often. Where's the, okay, yeah, just hue saturations with some color. I use a random object, plug it to the hue, so we have this mushroom with random color. Yeah, you might want to plug the random into the value as well, adding more realism. If you want to render this, okay, by default we have only like a simple point light. That might not be enough. I'll show you a trick. Shift A, light, area light. Okay, by default area light is like that. You might use the R to rotate. If you use Shift T, however, Shift T can point into the object. Okay, use G, just grab and then place the area light somewhere, and then Shift T and then just point it into the pizza or the cheese. And you can now play around with the color. So again, put it somewhere and then Shift T and then point it, duplicate it, Shift T, point at the cheese. That's a quick way to set up the light. There are many ways to do this. Maybe this is kind of like a mysterious looking pizza. And I'm using Eevee. We can switch to cycles. It's gonna be more realistic. Turn on denoising. And you might want to also play around with filmic color and set it to medium contrast, maybe high contrast. If you use high contrast, then the area light can be increased in terms of energy. You don't need to use area light. Actually, in this case, let's switch back to Eevee. If you use Shift A and then spotlight, okay, we have spotlight here. Shift T, we can point into the cheese and then play with this strings. Okay, the spotlight somehow doesn't work because I have too many light, maybe there's a limit. Anyhow, you got the idea, just to make the render looks better. But I'm pretty happy with this, you know. Just normally just turn on ambient occlusion and turn on bloom if you want some bloom. Okay, all right, back to our mushroom. I forgot something. The pizza slice. Okay, let's see. We can make it thicker. Okay, so it's gonna be cheese with a lot of mushroom, and play around with either use triangles or n-gon, so that's fine. This is the instance radius, instance on point, realize shade smooth. This is the crease, subdivide and crease. So you have that options. It's not perfect, like I said, but can be improved. Set material, distribute. Okay, distribute. This is the distribution of the mushroom. You can increase the density, but I know it's a lot of mushrooms, but I think you can keep it small for now and play around with the distance also. You know the drill. You can selectively put the mushroom just on the top, maybe if it's more like a pizza. Instant on points, and yeah, use the volume to match if you want. But what I did here, just to randomize the scale of the mushroom. And then I use random value also to randomize the rotations. It is actually rotating on the z-axis. Yeah, just making it looks alive, and then set the material of mushroom, join everything. So it's become like a cheese with mushroom. This is all procedural, and you can make changes and just modify it to your usage. But that's pretty much this weird looking cheese mushroom pizza. Hopefully this is useful. I know this can be improved with the dough on the side here. It's making it look more like a pizza, but also the cheese needs to melt and sticky. I don't know, definitely this can be improved. Hopefully you find this useful anyway. Again, you can always turn it into donut pizza, but yeah, you get the idea. All right, so thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.